Guys, welcome to my Etsy channel where my primary objective is to help you build a thriving Etsy business. If this is your first time visiting my channel, my name is Nancy and I am a digital marketing specialist. I create videos to help Etsy sellers improve their sales, improve brand awareness, and grow overall their Etsy shop. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you and you want to grow your own shop, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. So let's go ahead and get started. On today's video, I'm going to do a critique, Etsy shop critique on the store called Black Heart Tees. So thank you, Patrick, for allowing me to do a critique on your shop. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I do when I do a critique is that I pick one listing. And guys, any tools and resources that I talk about, if you click on below this video, you'll have a list of different resources, even additional resources that you could use to improve the quality of your shop, and even my top videos and much more. So make sure that you click below. So the listing that I picked to do a review is this listing here, this t-shirt. Now, the first thing I always talk about when I do a review is the photo, right? So product photography is like it's not the most important, but it's one of the top important things on Etsy. I don't want to say it's the most important because everything works to help each other out. So the photo has to be amazing, completely amazing. I can't stress that. The reason why is because when you shop online and you're shopping at an e-commerce platform like Etsy, Amazon, eBay, any of those stores, you need to have amazing photos because that's the only thing the customer has to go by, right? So your photo can be nice or okay or decent. It has to be amazing. Keep in mind that a bad photo could prevent you from making the sale. So the photo has to be beautiful. It has to have a clear background, no distractions, because you're going to attract also two types of buyers. You're going to have the buyer that's actually looking for this particular product, and you're going to have the buyer that necessarily wasn't looking for this product. However, they stumble across your shop and they love it so much that they want to buy it, right? So you're going to get both type of clients. So therefore, you want to make sure, right, that you are using a photo that is going to be compelling enough to meet both types of buyers. Now, looking at this photo, I would say it does need improvement. The back end of it is very distracting. Normally, what I tell people is to have the back just a clear background, maybe something white or neutral, and then keeping that consistency throughout the whole store. However, having this red tile on the back, it is kind of like distracting me from the actual t-shirt. So it's making me look more at the red background. So I would definitely remove that. In my opinion, this photo, the second photo, looks way better than the first photo. Now, if you feel like it's washing out on the background, what you could do is either have like a nice settled background that's not as, as bold as the first picture. You could also buy, which I highly recommend, mock-ups for t-shirts. If you go, this link is below, but if you go to Creative Market, right, and you were to, let's say, look up t-shirts mock-up, you're gonna see all these t-shirt mock-ups that you could buy. Even something like this with a nice gray background looks so much better. And you could come in here and you could even play with the background. You see how this one has white here and then gray here? That's because once you buy this and you upload this type of file, you're able to change it. This one has a mock-up of a t-shirt in a hanger. And this one has it like in a hanger in a wall. It would be great to have a mock-up of someone wearing it also, because then people get to see like how it looks on. And this is only $6 and you get right here you have a potential of one to of 5 different photos, you see. So automatically you could add those photos, and the photos are basically one showcasing the picture from the front, the side, the opposite side. So it's really nice. It's only $6, and you could do so much with it. You see, like, you could do the back if you have one in the back, but these are the different mock-ups that you get, and it looks very realistic, and it looks good, because then somebody will see it on someone else, and they kind of have an idea of how it would look. So I would recommend investing in something like this. I mean, you could, as you can see, you can find stuff for really cheap. For $6, that's nothing. That's investing in yourself and your business. So that's what I recommend, is creating mock-ups like that, because they're more attractive, and they make the pictures look so much better, and they make your product stand out. Because unfortunately, even if you have a really good product, if your photo is not up to par and it's not, looking like the best it can be, it will definitely prevent you from making sales. So I highly, highly recommend changing your photos. And if you could do like the whole having your photo and then showcasing it in different angles, in the sense of like that picture that I just showed you, I think that would be better, because then that way you're able to showcase it in different variations. And then on top of that, you have more slots now that you're filling in. Now you'll have like, at least the 5 images, and then you can have this image here. That would be 6. And then what I would add additional as images, I will add call to actions. So having a picture that says, click below to view listing description, or click below to learn more. The reason why is because you want to tell customers what to do. A lot of people, it's their first time visiting on Etsy, so they don't really know that if they click here, they could read more about your shop. If they click on the photo, or if they click on read more, they don't know how to navigate the shop. So you have to kind of like always remind yourself that you have to, when you are writing stuff, you have to write it, or when you're putting a photo, you have to do it in the mindset that the person is their first time visiting Etsy, because for majority people, it really is. So what I will highly recommend is basically telling them what to do, to click below to learn more. And when you do that, what happens is that now the customer is going to stay longer in your shop. And the longer the person stays in your shop, the better it is for you, because now if the customer stays longer, the chances of them buying is going to be a lot higher. So you definitely want to do that. You definitely want to invite them to stay longer in your shop. So therefore, you can increase the likelihood of making, of getting that sale, basically. Another reason why you want to, another call to action you want to add, I'm sorry, is favor this item, and having like a little arrow pointing to the heart. Keep in mind that the more people you tell them to favor your item, whenever you add a new listing, or you add a new product, or you have like new sales, Etsy automatically will send them an email, a notification, right, letting them know, hey, this shop has added new items. And that's another great way to drive those potential buyers that were already interested in your product to come back and potentially just go ahead and make the sale and close out the sale. So those are my suggestions for your photo. The actual product is beautiful. It's just you have to showcase it, the branding of it, right? You have to showcase it in a better way. The second thing I normally talk about on a audit is your SEO, right? So SEO stands for search engine optimization, and basically it's the way that people find you on the search engine, whether it is Yahoo, whether it is let's say Bing, Google, Etsy search results, Pinterest, etc. All of these are search engines, and what they do basically is the keyword that you use should describe your item, right? And the more it describes your item, the more targeted your audience will be, which is what you want to do ultimately. And what you want to do is you want to find keywords that are not oversaturated, meaning that not everybody is using them. However, you have to be careful with using keywords that are too low as well, right? Because you could also have the same effect of using a keyword that is not, no one else is using, so therefore, or is very, very low, right? So therefore, you're not getting the traffic that you want as well. So it kind of works in both ways, that you have to make sure that you use that you're using keywords that are not oversaturated, but then at the same time, that you're not gonna struggle with it as well by getting searched because it's too low. So that's the first thing I will recommend. Now, looking at the audit listing that I did, what I did was I used XCrank to do the audit listing, and you're using keywords. There's two type of keywords that you're using. You're using the keywords that are targeted, like breast cancer shirt, breast cancer tee. So those are good. Cancer awareness is good. However, your you see how it says 50,000? That means because there's so many people using that keyword. This is oversaturated. If you were to go to Etsy.com, you'll see that there's a lot of listings right now with that one. There's 60,000 people. So therefore, you're competing with 60,000 listings, right? So you don't want that keyword. You want to definitely go ahead and remove it, because it's not doing any favor to you. Basically, it's too overpopulated. So you definitely want to remove that keyword. Um, Looking at the other keywords, right? These two right here, you see how it doesn't pull up any data? The reason why is because no one's searching for these keywords. It's very, very low. So if I was to type in cancer gift men on Etsy, sometimes you'll see like a lot of listings, but it's from the same shop. So it's not that bad. There's more listings than I thought. It's 6,000 listings. The issue with that one is that not too many people are searching for that listing. You see? And that's the reason why, at the current moment, that's the reason why it's not showing up for you. So therefore, that's why there's no data here. The same for this one is probably low as that one. Let's see. Let's type it in. This will give you a better idea of how many listings. So that one is 14,000, so it's a little bit more. For some reason, I guess the way it's worded, it's not something that too many people are searching for. What I would do is remove these keywords. Whenever you have keywords that, when you do like a keyword research on them, either using XCrank or Marmalade, and it doesn't come up with metric information, I would just remove them. They're not worth it because those are two wasted space that you could use a different keywords. Another thing is these are good here. This one is a little low in competition. You got to be careful with these as well, because then with these could be that maybe you're the only store that has that particular keyword, maybe a couple other stores, but you're not getting enough sales from it. Now, if you feel like you are, right, let's say you look at your stats and you say, well, it's low, but I'm getting some type of traction from it, then maybe leave it and kind of play with it and keep that one. However, if you go and you see you're not getting any traffic and it's already low, like this is really low, I would just remove it, to be honest. And then this one here is too broad. So a keyword that's broad, it means that pink could be just anything, right? If you were to type the word pink here, everything is going to show up that has pink in it. So pink flowers, pink leaves, pink shirts, pink decals, pink bracelet, pink donut, you see? So all these random stuff is auto-populating. So that's why you don't want to use keywords that are too broad. When you use a keyword that is broad like this one, what happens is that, what happens is that now you're not targeting your audience. You're targeting anybody and everybody. So therefore, that's when a lot of people say, well, I just don't get why I don't get sales. I get a lot of impressions. I get a lot of views, right? I get, a lot of clicks to the store, but no one's buying. It's because they probably found your item, right? But they're not really interested in your item. They're probably browsing, just looking around. If they're not interested in your product, most likely they're not going to buy. You'll get the exception here and there that somebody stumble upon your store and buy from you. However, that doesn't really happen that often if you start using keywords that are too broad. So I highly, highly do recommend removing that keyword. That way, you have the chance of targeting your audience versus just using a regular keyword. And the same for this one. It doesn't have any metric. So I'll definitely remove it. So just keep in mind that when you are doing your keyword search, keep doing what you did here, which is targeting breast cancer. Now, you are doing something that is a little competitive. You're in a competitive niche like I am as well. It doesn't mean that you won't make money. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just be worried that it's gonna take you longer to grow your shop because you are in a competitive niche. What you will have to do now is focus a lot on finding keywords. So like right here, cancer survivor T, that's a good keyword. Just doing the research and just kind of going through them and creating a list of keywords. Tackle breast cancer. Maybe not this one unless that was your quote on your shirt, because you have to be specific to what you sell. So this one is cute cancer shirt. That might be a good one for one of your shirts. So you have to kind of be diligent at looking up shirts, funny cancer shirts. So that's another good one there. You see, so you're gonna have to just do the research, create a massive list of keywords that you can actually potentially um, work on. Now, if you want to grow your t-shirt line, right, and create more products and only sell on Etsy, what I recommend is that before you create a product, look up that product first, like research it first. That's the problem that we all do, is that we create a shop, we create the items, and then we do the research. You should do the research first to see if there's a demand for it, because this is what happens if you are in a oversaturated market and there's a lot of competition, a lot of people doing the same thing you're doing. You're gonna have to work really, really hard to get sales, right? You're gonna have to be constantly advertising, constantly posting on social media, constantly running ads. But if you do the research and you find something that is on demand, right? People are searching for. However, the competition is very low. You won't have to do as much. That's why there's stores out there that have like 40 products only and they make a killing. I know there's a store that I follow that has 86 products and they sold 23,000, I believe, in sales, or I'm sorry, 23,000 orders in 1 year, because they're in low competition mode, right? There's not that many people doing what they were doing, so therefore they get more sales. So you that's the difference between doing the research that is important to, before you add a new product to your shop. Research that caption or whatever is going to be said on the shirt. Research it and see if there's any room for you to make money with it, and if there is, then definitely do it. If you see like there's very competitive, you might want to create something else to drive in the traffic to your shop. So once you have all your keywords, all the new keywords that you're going to put, you will put them here like you did here. So you did a really good job with that. Now with the new Etsy, you know how they did the change now with the keywords. What they want you to do is use the main keyword in the beginning, which is an SEO factor, and then put like a short description. It's up to you. I kept mine with all my keywords. It's just a preference. I think that the reason why they want to do it that way, they want to simplify when people are reading titles. When a potential buyer is reading it, it doesn't. They don't want it to look like it's mumbo jumbo, a whole bunch of keywords. They want to make it look like it's simplistic and easy to read, and they know exactly what they're buying. So that's the reason why they changed it. So if your Etsy rank grade is affected by it, don't feel like how come my Etsy rank got affected by it. Is more, the Etsy rank is not necessarily saying your SEO is done correctly. It's a checklist of all the things you should do, and then it gives you a score based on if you did all those things. So don't think that just because that went down that you're doing something wrong, um, or that you have an A, so you're doing everything right, because you're probably using the wrong keywords as well. So just keep that in mind. It's up to you um, if you want to do this change or not, but just make sure that, if anything, make sure that your main keyword is in the beginning of the sentence. Then your main keyword is in the beginning of the listing description, and that the additional keywords are distributed in the listing description. So you want to use all 13 tags or as many as you can. And this is how you optimize a page. This is how you make that page optimize in the Etsy search results. Understand exactly what you're selling and what this particular page is all about. So it's important that you add that. Is one of the factors for SEO to rank higher. Um, and then also make sure that you choosing the right category, which you were, and then add all the keywords in the bottom as well. So now the third thing I want to talk about is your listing description. So the listing description is basically it is what it sounds. It describes what you're selling, right? It tells the customer what you're selling. I highly recommend writing a detailed listing description. The listing description should have everything and anything the customer should know about your product. It should have how to order, what's included, the color, the size, the shape, etc., etc. Make sure that you answer all the questions they have. What I recommend is having little sections. I like this, how you have the little asterisk here. That helps visually, it makes it look nicer. What I would do is at the end of this, add a call to action. So I'll give you an example. In my shop, if you go at the bottom of the page, if it opens right, you'll see a backlink to my homepage. The reason why you want to add that is because a lot of people will scroll all the way down and then they click on the back button and they leave. So you want to keep them longer in your shop. So you do a little backlink like this. And all I did was I just grabbed the URL up here, this right here, and I copy from here before before the question mark, just copy that and put it in your listing description on the bottom. That way, if they reach down here, instead of clicking back, right, they'll click on that and they'll stay longer in your page. You also want to do that if you have additional matching items that they might like, right? If you have like another shirt that it kind of goes with this theme with cancer, I would say click here to view matching items and do that as well. Like add the matching items because people want variety, and if you could show them that you have different shirts and different stuff, a lot of times that helps you a lot to kind of build that one, take them, make them stay longer in your store, and two, kind of build your sales up because they might be like, oh, I like this one for me, but I want to get this one for my wife, or vice versa, right? So it's really, really crucial that you do that and make sure that you add it in there. It's gonna definitely help you out. Um, your listing description is not bad. It's well written. What I would do is just write a little bit, be more detailed. Don't forget to explain anything and everything about the listing, anything that is it's gonna help you build credibility with the customer, and it's also gonna help you avoid unnecessary questions. There's a lot of times that people ask questions because you didn't put it, or questions because you did put it but they didn't read, right? That's going to happen too. But it's better that if you have it there, that way you're covered, you have everything there. And if in the future, God forbid, somebody open a case against you or against your shop, you could say, hey, I have everything listed in my listing description and Etsy would abide by you, so therefore you don't have to worry about them taking action against your store. So this is very, very important. The last thing I want to talk about is having a cohesive look, and the curation of your shop is basically what I want to talk about. And the curation of your shop is basically, how does your shop look, right? Does it look organized? Does it look, um, for instance, do you have the same colors? Or do you have a cohesive line, etc., etc.? So it's very important that when you are looking at your shop, right, and you're evaluating your shop, that you um, make sure that you have all the colors the same, that you have a cohesive line, that if I look at this picture here and I look at that one, and if I find those two listings on Etsy, I know that they're coming from your shop, right? And that there's no confusion or where they're coming from. And this is very, very crucial because that's how you're gonna separate yourself from the competition. This is how you're gonna stand out. What I highly, highly recommend is that you redo the photos. If you could buy a mock-up, I think that would be better. Or if you could do the photos yourself and have somebody wear them, I think that's gonna elevate your brand to another level. Another thing I recommend is that your photos all match, right? That if you're gonna have white, then all of them should be white. You shouldn't have one with red tile, one with gray tile, and etc. etc. So this is gonna, what that does when you have them all the same color, it creates that cohesive look, and it just makes it look much nicer. I also recommend doing a new banner. This banner, it looks a little blurry, so I do recommend redoing this again. Now, I do like the fact that you have your phone number, you have your logo, like your shop name, you have a logo, you have a tagline. So that's really, really good. Um, I just recommend just changing the banner. It could look way better. Plus the photos, like I said, look a little blurry. And then I also recommend in your about me section, you're doing a really good job. I feel like you wrote exactly what happened to you, the meaning of of cancer, and I think that is great because what happens is if you share something or you share your passion and you talk about how you got started, people could relate to that, right? People connect with that. People buy based on emotions, and if they feel like there's a connection with you, they'll buy from you. So it's really crucial that you do stuff like that because it does make people connect with you, and it's a great way for people to feel a connection, buy from you, and say, wow, like this is a real person, basically. So you did a good job with that. I do like the fact that you have um, all your links here. So yeah, I mean, you're doing a really, really good job with that section. I think the only thing I would recommend on your shop is um, adjusting the SEO a little bit, adding a little bit more listing description, and then also the curation of your shop, just having the same colors. That way you could create a cohesive look. And I think overall that's going to be better for you because that way it looks nicer, everything's cohesive, and then it will elevate your brand to another level. So these are my suggestions for your shop. If you have any questions, guys, or if you feel like you could give some tips and pointers, please leave a comment below. Please go ahead and comment. Let us know anything that you feel like I left out or that I could have recommended. Make sure that you leave a comment below. Thank you guys for watching and have a wonderful day.